The Ben Davis and Kelly K Show podcast on demand.
On Twitter, at Ben and Kelly Show, I'm going to invite you to follow us to see and to follow along in this story that sounds like it's right out of a movie. It's a story of love, really, but it's a post from Jamie Primick on Twitter. Just basically says...
It's not really love. I would call it lust.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to summarize it as best I can. She starts with, my girlfriend lives in the Hamptons. Her 20-year-old son has been living with them since March because of COVID, right? He's a junior going back to school. She was cleaning his room and found $100,000 in cash.
Whoa!
Yeah, 20-year-old with $100,000 in cash there in the Hamptons. Now, again, this is like a life that I don't know. I don't know that sort of life. Like, this is... Yeah. So anyway, so they're like, okay, it's got to be drugs. He's got to be dealing drugs, got to be, or maybe he stole it, or whatever. So his father...
That's honestly what I thought at first.
Right. Father forced him to tell the truth, said he was going to call the cops and would turn the money in. And so that's when the 20-year-old son confessed that back in April, he struck up a conversation with a rich older woman at a local sandwich and seafood shop there in the Hamptons about how he had tested negative for COVID and was relieved to be staying on the island out of like New York City. And so he said she paid for her large order in all 100s and then asked him if he needed to make some money for the summer. She and her friends were looking for a young guy like himself to help out who was negative for COVID. So you're like...
Okay, maybe like a pool boy or something?
I don't know. Maybe yard work, something like that. Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sure. But still, you're like, how's he getting $100,000 over the summer for helping out some older women there in the Hamptons? Long story short, he was smashing the rich older ladies for cash. He was going around. He raised all the money himself at $5,000 a pop from April to August. And the friend is devastated and it's a whole drama. And she's like, don't tweet this. It's too late. We're reading it on Twitter. Oh my gosh. And so now she's like, I'm going to return every single dollar that he got and he's going to have nothing to go back to school. And
oh my gosh, the mom's taking the money back.
So like they're all like, she goes, okay, to her friend, because keep in mind, this is like her friend who lives in the Hamptons, all on this Twitter feed, which you can read at Ben and Kelly Show. She goes, hey, you got to confirm that is his legit story first before you go freaking out and doing all this. But are you kidding me?
I'm just stunned.
But
I mean, all of the comments on the entire thread are what make it so magical. But so many people like backing up the son, like that is legit his money. That is stealing. He's an adult.
Yeah, if he's
20.
If he's 20 years old and he's, quote, earning money that way, I mean, he's doing it.
Son better never.
But I'll tell you, I'm like, could something like that be happening right now in like Norton Commons and we just not know it?
And Norton Commons is all like, why you got to be throwing us under the bus?
I don't know, because I was thinking of like one of the more ritzier areas of town where I could see that sort of thing happening. I'm not
so scandalous. This is very Hamptons.
It is very Hamptons.
This is very Hamptons.
So you got to read the thread. It is magical. It's full of innuendo and drama and lust.
Yeah. And the way she wrote it is pretty funny.
Yeah. At Ben and Kelly Show.
The older lady.